They definitely are naming a strong side at this moment in time, because they realistically need to, what they want to, I should say, really try and get quite far in this competition. Obviously, they haven't been in Europe for quite some time. And they're against a side that, yes, the Rapid Vienna may be known as a name around Europe to many footballing fans, but they're having an awful time of things at the moment, second from bottom in the Austrian league at the moment. So you'd imagine playing at home in front of fans who'll be right behind them. This should be, on paper, an easy win for them.
Should be. Mark Huber, the Rapid Vienna manager, he'll know that he's under real pressure in his own domestic league. But that said, we've just seen Leicester City lose to Legia Warsaw in an earlier kickoff in the Europa League. And Legia Warsaw are really struggling in their own domestic league. So that said, of course, Leicester have had a bit of a sticky start to the Premier League season as well. More pressure being heaped on Brendan Rodgers. But in the meantime, it's a long clearance ball going over the top now. Kara chasing that, gets underneath it, tries to volley it towards goal. An early sighter there for the Rapid striker. But that's something that West Ham have to be aware of. Of course, very few Premier League teams tend to go for long ball, but in these European nights, the away sides may try and go long. Yes,
and I think with the way they've set up as well, it is going to be the likeliest form of attack for Rapid Vienna, using the height and the strength of Özcan Kara and trying to use the pace on the wings of Fountas and Race to really cause issues for this West Ham defence. Because otherwise, if they just try and keep it on the deck and try and outplay West Ham, you're unlikely to do that against a side who play against the world's best players week in, week out.
Absolutely. As West Ham now in possession, deep inside their own half. Dawson going across to Johnson. Ben Johnson's long ball looking for Antonio. Headed out of play by Wimmer. That is going to be a throw. Yarmolenko already waiting to take that quickly for West Ham. Certainly no harm in West Ham trying a long ball every once in a while as well, just to catch out the visitors, as Mark Noble, under pressure there from two Rapid players, gets the ball across to Yarmolenko. Just tries to thread that ball back towards, it was Ben Rama he was looking for, but it's been quickly cleared back towards the halfway line. Johnson here for West Ham again. Now Noble fires a ball down the right-hand side. Antonio gets there first. He's onside. Cuts it across. It's the perfect pass. Nobody gambling inside the 6-yard box. Cresswell now recycling it from the left-hand side. The ball is lifted and cleared towards the edge of the area and eventually volleyed out for a goal kick. But promising signs there from West Ham.
Yeah, very promising. And like you say, it's a wonderful ball from Michail Antonio, who times his run to perfection to get behind this Rapid Vienna defence. And all he needs is one of his attacking teammates just to make a commitment, make a late run into the area, and not one Rapid Vienna defender is going to get close to that. I think it's really a shame that the man who would likely make that run and get on the end of that ball was the man making the cross.
Absolutely. That is often the case, you see, when that lone striker gets forward, he puts the good ball into the box, realising that he's actually the one who's supposed to be getting on the end of it as well. But promising start here from West Ham. 3 minutes gone, independent off-tube studio commentary. West Ham against Rapid Vienna. Nice to see a pretty good crowd. In fact, it looks like a sellout at the London Stadium. Certainly from the off-tube pictures that we're getting, looking closer to pitch side. The seats seem to be filled as West Ham now playing inside their own half here with Issa Diop, finding Cresswell already being closed down here by Arase and Iwu. Going to go square towards Declan Rice. He goes back towards Diop. And that just shows that David Moyes is still taking this competition very seriously. As you mentioned, this is a chance for West Ham to get as far as possible in the competition. But really, you say that Areola's not exactly a bad keeper. He just doesn't play every week because Fabianski gets in. Potentially Johnson, a young player, getting the start. But everybody else, you can argue, would be looking to get into the Premier League 11 anyway.
Oh, definitely. And like you mentioned with Areola, yes, he is the backup goalkeeper for West Ham at the moment. But he's got great European credentials already with times at PSG and Real Madrid, of course. So he's going to be a very calm figure in the West Ham goal. And the rest of the side is just so strong. And when you're looking at the bench as well, they've got great depth in most areas of the field. And granted, not a great deal of them have European competition experience, because obviously they haven't been in Europe for so long, West Ham. But you'd still imagine with the talent they've got on show and the depth that they have, that they should cause this Rapid Vienna defence a lot of issues.
They really should. I think that already we're seeing early on, 5 minutes into this game, and West Ham are certainly dominating Rapid Vienna already, just a little bit unsure as to what to do, playing out from the back. The ball now rolled back to the goalkeeper, Gartler, under pressure there from Michail Antonio, sends a long ball forward, which is immediately played forward by Johnson here for West Ham. Loose ball swept up though by Fontas. And now the visitors are in possession. A quick exchange of passes here. Max Ullmann going back towards Kevin Wimmer. And then he plays it back towards the goalkeeper, Gartler again. Not too much pressing here from West Ham, but certainly it looks as though Rapid Vienna are a little bit tentative about playing out from the back, and they're loath to play it long every time as well, so they're in a little bit of a bind already. They've exchanged 7 or 8 passes just to get to the halfway line, and a straightaway pressure here for Erkan Kara, going back towards Kevin Wimmer. It's the longest spell of possession that Rapid have had in these early stages, but it's all in their own half.
Yes, it is all in their own half. However, I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing in this early exchanges, just to get a fair few touches of the ball, just to compose themselves on what is a very big night for Rapid Vienna, of course. They're getting a lot of possession. Their passing has been pretty good so far. Yes, they're not making a great deal of ground, as eventually the pressure from Declan Rice causes an issue for Christoph Nasmilner for West Ham to intercept. But it's good that they're getting possession and they're able to make West Ham do a bit of the running.
Absolutely, that's the idea, is to try and force a bit of a mistake perhaps from West Ham, try and push them back as far as they can. But the Hammers are going forward now with a bit of space down the left-hand side. Benrahma now leaves it for a Noble, appeals for a handball, and our referee from Germany, Tobias Stieler, decides that is going to be a free kick to the Hammers. Couldn't say it was a lucky deflection, really. It looked like the midfielder knew what he was doing there as he put his arm down there, Dejan Petrovic. So now a chance to get this ball in. It's quite a long way out, about 40 yards out, over on the left-hand side. So certainly too far away to be thinking about a shot, but it's a decent angle to try and think about a cross. And no surprise that Rapid Vienna are setting up at the edge of the area with their offside trap. Big men for West Ham, Dawson and Diop are up there. It's Cresswell's ball in, headed. Oh no, it's off the post. And a chance here is a scramble, and the ball goes across the other side of the post and away for a goal kick. So close to West Ham taking the lead there. Glancing header from Declan Rice.
Yes, it's a wonderful header from Declan Rice, but an even better ball from Aaron Cresswell towards the near post. Rice gets arguably the perfect amount of contact onto it, just a little glance to send it away from the goalkeeper. Unfortunately for him, it just kisses the post, and it's an absolute melee in the middle of the park. Rapid Vienna can't get it away. Diop has a snatch of a shot, and in the end it just dribbles past that right-hand post. But a wonderful effort from West Ham, and already showing that their attacking qualities.
Absolutely. They'll want to get a goal as quickly as possible here, just to try and settle the nerves, and they're certainly going the right way about it. 8 minutes gone already. West Ham are hitting the woodwork, and the visitors are now trying to play out from the back, but immediately the ball goes out of play. Cresswell takes the throw, goes inside to Antonio, and he then switches play over towards the right-hand side for Ben Johnson. He's got 3 players waiting at the edge of the area. Johnson with a lovely dink ball into the box. It drops to Antonio. The goalkeeper comes out and makes the save. Antonio wants a penalty. He's not going to get a penalty. He was clearly being hauled back, but he was in an offside position when the ball was played into the box straight away. I mean, you can see Antonio has his doubts. Oh yeah, he's leaning off. He's leaning in an offside position there in any case. So even before there was potentially an argument for a penalty, and I'm not even sure if there was, but certainly he was offside.
He was. It was a tight call, but it's definitely the correct decision there from both the linesman and the referee. It was well taken on the chest by Antonio. Credit must be given, though, to Paul Gartler in the Rapid Vienna goal. He was quick off his line to smother the space and make it very difficult for Antonio to get an effort on goal.
He did. Antonio didn't have much time at all, as Yarmolenko now drops his shoulder, breaks into the penalty area. A right-footed ball. Again, it's the second time that West Ham have had the right ball into the box, but just nobody to actually get on the end of it, and it's cleared out for a throw down the right-hand side for Rapid Vienna. But Yarmolenko, player who's always seems to have his injury problems when he's been at the London Stadium, but when he's on form, and we saw that with a couple of the goals he scored at the Euros, he's a fabulous player.
Oh, on his day, it's so hard to deal with him, because yes, he's quite tall and got a lot of physicality, but he's got amazingly quick feet for a big guy as well, and he's got plenty of pace behind him, and he's nearing Andrei Shevchenko's Ukrainian goal-scoring record for the national side, and it has been a shame that ever since his move to the London Stadium, he, like you mentioned, he has been hampered by injuries and not really a great run of form and a string of games in the West Ham starting lineup. And so we can only really hope for his West Ham career's sake that this could be the start of him being fit for a prolonged period of time and really kick-starting his West Ham career again.
Well, absolutely right. And when you look at how West Ham have started the Premier League season, competition for places is really hotting up in this West Ham squad. David Moyes has really got a good tune out of his players. They've had some excellent performances already this season. But meantime, it's Rapid. First time they've really got any kind of possession inside the West Ham half. It's with Fontas playing it over towards the right-hand side. Iwu now going back in towards Greymore. Graymall's ball back towards Fontas. West Ham have sewn up their own half of the field pretty well, but there's still a little bit of space down the left-hand side here for a Max Ullman. Well blocked off by Johnson. Ullman gets a second chance, and he does find Fontas this time. Ball back over on the right-hand side here with Emmanuel Iwu. West Ham playing quite a high offside line, so no chance of getting an early ball into the box. Petrovic now playing it back to Iwu, and Antonio closing down inside the Rapid half. But this will please Dimitar Kubauer, that's for sure. His side finally looking a little bit more assured on the ball, although this time, just as I say that, a ball played out towards Kelvin Arase. And that goes out through the line. You can see the manager looking a little bit exasperated there because finally his side were getting into a bit of a rhythm and they just hoof a long ball out and it's out for a throw.
Yeah, there's only so much you can really do though when you get against a side that are having so much possession as West Ham are having at the moment and really penning a Rapid Vienna back. They're going to have to make those long ball clearances, but it's a shame that they can't actually bring in Ankara into the game more. It just keeps going out of play and it's gifting possession straight back to West Ham each time. We're just getting stats on our screen now. West Ham have had 68% of the possession so far in this one, but there may be an opportunity here for Rapid Vienna though to come forward.
Absolutely, yeah, the ball all well with there would have been if the ball threaded through towards Erkan Kara, would have been just that little bit more precise. It was placed ahead of the Rapid forward. It needed to be pretty much to his feet. Looked like it may have been Knaus Müller who made that pass to him, just a little bit over here. But Rapid have the ball back. West Ham have just dropped off in the last minute or two. It's given the visitors some encouragement to try and get forward. Lovely combination that play there as Fontas breaks into the box. Combination of Diop and Cresswell dispossess him. And then Cresswell's clearance is well kept in by Ben Rama. And Noble joining in as well now as West Ham look to try and play out from the back. Vlasic with a short ball back towards Noble. Now it's back on the halfway line, back into the edge of the West Ham penalty area, I should say here with Issa Diop. Over towards the right-hand side for Johnson. Johnson's pass in towards Yarmolenko, and that's a sight that always worries West Ham fans. Yarmolenko looking like he's in a little bit of pain.
Yes, it was a very hard tackle from Kevin Wimmer, the former Tottenham and Stoke City defender. Never looked like he was ever going to get on the end of that. The ball going towards Yarmolenko and he shoves him over. Maybe a slight clip to the back of the heel of the Ukrainian, which is why Yarmolenko was on the deck clutching his right Achilles. But thankfully, from West Ham's point of view, he is back onto his feet and he is okay to continue.
He is okay to continue, and West Ham are trying to continue here as Declan Rice being closed down there by Grahovac. Playing it back towards Issa Diop as the visitors now just backing off a little bit. Space now on the right-hand side. Dawson finding Johnson. Inside to Mark Noble, who had that horror show of a missed penalty coming off the bench. But we'll come back to that in a second because Noble's just been dispossessed. A great chance here for Fontas, but he rushes the shot in the end. Just got a bit of a rush of blood to the head there, I think. He won the ball back and probably wanted to let go of it a bit too quickly there.
Yeah, when you've got those opportunities for an overload or for a counter-attack, you really need to make use of it. He had support either side. And in the end, I think he just saw his name up in lights. He saw the waves parting in front of him. There's a clear sight at goal, so he thought, I might as well have an effort on goal here, which I'm not saying is a bad thing, but you need to get the contact right and really test Areola. In the end, Areola just had to kneel down and scoop the ball up gratefully. It was a really poor effort there by Taxiarchis Fontes.
Should have done a little bit better with that one, absolutely. But that's a bit of a warning for West Ham. That's two opportunities or half opportunities for Rapid Vienna, but now a ball over the top from Johnson, finding Antonio, who breaks into the box. Antonio's ball looking for Yarmolenko. That's a good play though from Ullman to win that one back, although he threads the ball through the middle, which is straight into Declan Rice's possession. And West Ham have the ball back. The game just starting to speed up a little bit with Rapid Vienna feeling a bit more confident and West Ham having to respond to that as well, as here comes Nikola Vlasic down the left-hand side. Back to Aaron Cresswell. Ball now with Mark Noble, square to Declan Rice. And Noble under a bit of pressure there from Grahovac, having to go back towards the halfway line. Here is Craig Dawson with Ben Johnson now on the right-hand side. Inside to Yarmolenko. Yarmolenko going back towards Declan Rice. Square ball to Issa Diop. Over on the left-hand side now for Aaron Cresswell. West Ham just picking up the pace here now. Ball with Saeed Benrahma. Takes on his man for pace and gets past Iwu. Breaks into the box, goes down. And he just goes down. I wouldn't say that he was brought down. Referee Tobias Estiela, just a very calm and patient wag of the finger there, saying, nope, no foul as far as I'm concerned. And I think my colleague agrees with that.
Yes, I do agree with that, but not in the sense that I don't think it was a foul, so to speak. I thought there was a lot of pulling and shoving from Kelvin Arras, but to me, it just looked like that Benrahma was holding off that pushing and shoving until he got into the area and then threw himself to the floor to try and con the referee into a penalty. So it may have been a foul, but it would have been a free kick, no more.
Yeah, I think he was probably just looking for that one a bit too much. West Ham wasting the corner kick in the end. It was a short ball played back to Benrahma, who was then charged down by Grahovac as he was trying to get the ball into the penalty area. It's played all the way back towards the halfway line. Declan Rice now we're playing it to square to Ben Johnson. Johnson had stayed back for the corner. Noble now over on the left-hand side. Just looking for an option. Just to tell you, another game available on our service this evening is Celtic against Bayer Leverkusen. It is goalless in that game. And as I mentioned earlier, Leicester City losing in Poland to Legia Warsaw this evening by a goal to nil. Rangers, 10-man Rangers losing away in Prague by a goal to nil this evening as well. But so far in this game, it's been a brighter start from West Ham. Not seen too much from Rapid Vienna. I think David Moyes would probably like to see his side just get into a bit more of an attacking flow now, as Benrahma holds it up for Cresswell down the left-hand side. Cresswell back to Benrahma, and it's just stop-start for West Ham. They can't really get into that flow right now.
No, it's very much a case of they have about 3-4 minutes of great attacking play and build up, and then it's just sloppy passing and maybe just taking too long on the ball, which is giving Rapid Vienna a chance to nip possession back and maybe get a counter-attack going, and then that's wasted. So yes, the build-up play at times has been good, but they just haven't been able to, A, test the goalkeeper enough, and B, get Antonio involved in the game enough, because whenever Antonio has been involved, he has looked good, but it's been mostly on the wings or too deep inside the Vienna half.
Absolutely. Just to give another point of view to that, it's a penalty appeal from Benrahma. Effectively, Kelvin Arras put his hand on Benrahma's back, and then Benrahma fell over, so there's no way that should have been a penalty, and referee Tobias Stieler absolutely right in giving that, or not giving that decision. Free kick now to Rapid Vienna around about the halfway line. It's Erkan Kara. We've seen more of him as a midfielder, really, rather than an attacker. He's not had any chance to show off his attacking skills so far in this game. Ball now played back towards Leo Graemel. Graemel's ball over the top, looking for the run of Maxwell, but Ben Johnson obviously getting a call from his goalkeeper that he has time, and he calmly lays that ball back to Areola, who then switches play over towards the left. Not a good ball from Areola, drops straight to Kelvin Arras. He then plays it short to Petrovic, but West Ham back in numbers. No easy route to goal here for Rapid Vienna. They're back on the halfway line, trying to start again now as the ball goes over the top, and it's a decent run in the into the penalty area there from Dejan Petrovic. But in the end, easy for Areola.
Yes, it is quite simple for Areola there. You've also got to give a lot of credit to Declan Rice for tracking that run of Petkovic into the area, managed to get his body in front of the Rapid Vienna midfielder and just shepherd it back towards Areola with quite simple ease. Rapid Vienna, the long ball seems to be working when they're getting it over the top of the defence for runners to latch onto, but anything in front of this West Ham defence has just been too simple to defend against.
It has, and on this occasion they tried to be a little bit more intricate here, the visitors, with a ball played through the middle. Then there's a real clumsy challenge there as well on Declan Rice. Referee says play on, but hopefully there's nothing too serious with Rice there, because he was really clattered into. Here comes Aaron Cresswell now down the left-hand side for West Ham, plays it inside to Noble. Noble looked up to see if there was a long ball option, realised there wasn't, so he goes back to Diop. Diop now to Benrahma. Being closed down here by Arras. Benrahma finding Cresswell. Now it's back with Noble, but you can see that Rapid have got a lot of players back inside their own half. They're not pressing too high up the field. It's almost like they've accepted that West Ham are going to be in midfield possession. They just want to make it as difficult as possible for them to get to the box. As Yarmolenko now picks it up. He's still about 35 yards out. Goes over towards the left-hand side for Aaron Cresswell. Oh, a heavy touch there from Cresswell, dispossessed by Arras, and he might get bailed out here, the West Ham left-back, as it's a throw to the home side. Cresswell quite happy to pick that ball up. Kelvin Arras couldn't quite believe that. Played back towards the halfway line now by Noble. You can see David Moyes in discussion there with his assistant. They'll be just trying to work out another variation, because so far Rapid seem to be wise to whatever West Ham are doing.
Yeah, they really are. It's been quite poor over the past 5-10 minutes or so from West Ham's point of view. They're not really breaking through this Rapid Vienna back line, or there's an opportunity here.
Well, there is. Yarmolenko sweeps the ball out towards Benrahma. Benrahma lifts it far too high. It flashes past everybody as it crosses the 6-yard box. Johnson now picks it up on the right-hand side, and his cross is charged down by the face of Max Ullmann. It is going to be a corner kick to West Ham now. Ullmann just needing a moment to compose himself there. Looks like he got that one flush in the face there. Oh yes, and he wasn't ready for that one at all, but it is out for a corner kick now. And, Ullmann just about back on his feet. A corner kick for West Ham on the right-hand side, so it's going to be an in-swinger. They made a mess of their last corner kick, West Ham, trying to play it short, and in the end the ball was pretty much fit. And I just saw there was a lighter being thrown onto the pitch just as Aaron Cresswell was waiting to take that corner. That is that same corner that the travelling supporters are. So I think that's not a sign of things to come. But we're waiting to see this corner kick now from Cresswell. Whipped in towards the near post. The goalkeeper came out, wasn't too confident. It goes all the way out towards the left-hand side of the penalty area. Benrahma's cross is charged down. He'll get a second chance here after that ball deflected of Graymall. And Benrahma, again, goes down too easily, looking for a free kick he was never going to get. Although Rapid Vienna don't use that to their advantage, or they still may have a chance after Mikhail Antonio was dispossessed. But then Mark Noble comes back and volleys a ball all the way back from the halfway line towards his goalkeeper. Good control there from Areola. And plays it forward to Johnson, who is under pressure. Rapid Vienna are just starting to grow into this game a little bit now. And here's now Smuler now over towards the right-hand side. Arras breaks into the box, puts it onto his left foot. His strike is charged down by Declan Rice. Second ball coming back here. It's a good ball as well from Grahovac. It finds Arras, breaking into the penalty area, cuts it back, and it's set up here. A strike coming in from Petrovic, gets a big deflection, but it also loses all of its pace, so there will still be time for Areola to get on the end of that. But that's a good response from Rapid Vienna after, as you mentioned yourself, there was a bit of a slow sort of static period from West Ham.
Yes, it was far better from Rapid Vienna there, forcing West Ham further and further back. I must say, Cresswell's corner kick was sumptuous, to say the least. It was sort of begging for Thomas Souček to be on the field to attack it. Souček would have been all over that, and you would imagine he would have given West Ham the lead there. But Rapid Vienna going forward, it falls to Kelvin Arras, who I think is always looking like he wants to get it onto his left boot. It was quite easy to telegraph from a West Ham point of view, and in the end it was quite easily dealt with. But they are making a game of this, Rapid Vienna, which from a neutral perspective is nice to see.
Absolutely, yeah. We certainly didn't want to just see Rapid Vienna roll over. We expected that West Ham probably would have had the advantage in possession, and they are having, but they're not doing too much to test the goalkeeper Paul Gartler so far. The best save he's made was actually after an offside effort from an offside position from Mikhail Antonio. On this occasion, though, Rapid Vienna just give the ball away. It's fired straight down the middle, and it gets all the way through towards Alphonse Areola. So the Hammers once again are starting deep inside their own half, but we've reached the halfway point of this first half. 23 minutes gone. It is West Ham United 0, Rapid Vienna 0, and it will be Will Maxwell to take us through to half-time.
Yeah, thank you very much, Paul. And it's a Rapid Vienna possession at the moment, deep inside their own half with Kevin Wimmer. He will go short to Srđan Grajovic. Now he'll find Ullmann on this left-hand side with a little bit of space to move into. Taking on Mark Noble, will cut inwards towards Fountas, who sees a bit of space for Arras on the far side. A vital toe away by Aaron Cresswell to divert the ball away from the Rapid Vienna midfielder. Sends it out for a throw-in midway inside their own half, West Ham. So I'd imagine it's going to be Emmanuel Aiwu who will come over to take this for the Austrians. Just to give you an update in regards to the other game you can listen to on our service in the Europa Conference League. Tottenham Hotspur rather cruising against Mura there by 2-0. Dele Alli converting a penalty after 3 minutes for Giovanni Lo Celso. Got his name on the score sheet 5 minutes later. Rapid Vienna haven't been able to do anything from that throw-in, and in fact it's going to be a throw now for West Ham United in Aaron Cresswell, who sees Vlasic and Benrahma ahead of him, but he's not really given much in the way of movement. He's going to be told to hurry up here by Tobias Stieler. Eventually does, but it's a 1-2 with Benrahma for putting it down the line. Antonio, has he been bundled over there by Leo Greimel? He has. He pleads his innocence, the Rapid Vienna defender, much to no avail from the referee's point of view. And I think that is the right decision. He just stands and stops his run in front of Antonio, but his arm is raised as well, which sort of forces Antonio down from his neck onwards, really.
Yeah, I think that you can see why Dimitar Kubauer is still trying to argue that with the fourth official, but it was clever, but at the same time, once you see what he's doing, it does become quite clear that's what he was trying to do, and he was trying to get a little bit of an advantage there. It's a great chance for West Ham now with this free kick. We saw a similar free kick from a similar position in that glancing header off the post from Rice.
Yes, free kick now taken by Noble, flushed into the air, intended for Craig Dawson, but yet again, Paul Gartler, the Rapid Vienna goalkeeper, quick off his line and manages to clamber over the West Ham defender and claim it at the first time of asking, and immediately releases Srđan Grajević, who will lay it to his central midfield partner in Dejan Petrovic, who lifts it over the top, intending for the run of Ullman. Important interception there by Ben Johnson, and now Yarmolenko brings it forward down this right-hand side. Can confirm that Bayer Leverkusen have taken the lead against Celtic via Piero Hinsapi. So Celtic not having the rub of the green in their group at this moment in time, after losing their first game 3-2 against Real Betis, of course. As Issa Diop spreads it now towards Craig Dawson. Little over 25 minutes gone in this one. West Ham United 0, Rapid Vienna 0. Michail Antonio on the right-hand side fires in a cross, blocked by Kevin Wimmer. It'll be yet another corner kick, and, well, they've looked dangerous from set pieces so far, and the more these tot up, the more you think West Ham are eventually going to capitalise.
Well, they have to, because, as you say, these set pieces are stacking up for West Ham. A couple have been a little bit dubious in terms of the quality, a couple of them been excellent in terms of the deliveries, and we know what a great left foot Cresswell has, so if he can get a ball in here, then certainly that could put a lot of pressure here on this Rapid goalkeeper.
Yes, it's going to be Aaron Cresswell that will come over to take this. Hopefully less projectiles are thrown at the West Ham
Still
number
a couple
3.
there. You can see that there's a lively little section of travelling supporters right by the corner flag there. And so they are trying to get a bit of a reaction out of the West Ham players and fans, but here comes the ball in from Cresswell.
Yeah, Cresswell towards the back post. It's Craig Dawson is cannoned off the other post this time. Cleared away by the Rapid Vienna defence, and eventually being mopped up by Ben Johnson right on the halfway line. He'll try and kickstart another attack. It was beautifully won in the air, must be said, by Craig Dawson. Gets so much power behind his effort, but unfortunately for him, it cannons off the other post.
Well, it does. That was the problem, and we can see now, funnily enough, the stats say that both teams have had 4 attempts on goal so far in this match. Virtually all of them would have been off target. But in fact, the only effort on target was that one effort from Fontas, wasn't it, which we just rolled straight down the middle. But West Ham have hit the woodwork twice, and that really was an excellent header from Dawson. Once again, the chance created by a superb ball in from Cresswell.
Yes, Johnson lifting it over the top. Can't quite find the run of Michail Antonio. It is overhit there by Ben Johnson. It'll go kindly into the path of the goalkeeper, Paul Gartler. And he'll roll this ball out now for Leo Greimel, the centre-back, who goes back towards his goalkeeper again under a little bit of pressure from Michail Antonio. Gartler then goes long, intended for Shankara. Headed away by Dawson, bit of head tennis, eventually falls kindly to Ben Johnson on this right-hand side, who is well held up by Nas Milner. And then Nikola Vlasic is bundled over by Srđan Grajević, the Rapid Vienna captain. So the free kick is taken quickly. Declan Rice will pick it up and find Said Benrahma, who twists and turns and tries to get away from Iwu. Eventually is forced to play it backwards towards Issa Diop, now with Cresswell again. Benrahma with a little bit of space, threads it towards Yarmolenko. This could be a good opportunity here for West Ham. Yarmolenko over the top for Antonio. Rice is in space at the back post. He's fouled by Antonio, and that is the opening goal. It's Declan Rice with his second Europa League goal of this campaign. He got a wonderful finish against I forget who they played last time. I think it was Legia Warsaw that they played last time out. It was a great finish, that one, but this one was less an individual goal from Declan Rice and more finishing off a wonderful team move.
Lovely team move, and Rice in the right place at the right time, getting into the penalty area. Antonio the provider, and you can see Rice just having a little extra look towards those Rapid Vienna fans who've been certainly made their presence felt since the start of this match. But a big goal that, and in fact, it's getting a little bit nasty now, with some Rapid Vienna fans kicking down the advertising boards just by the corner flag. A couple of West Ham fans trying to get towards them as well. This is very unsavoury, but certainly no doubts about the goal. No offside. Antonio in plenty of space plays that one square to Rice, who's not offside either, and it's a very good goal.
And it just shows how far Mikel Antonio has come as a forward. I think in his earlier days as a striker for West Ham, he probably would have gone for goal from there. He would have seen himself right by the 6-yard box and trying to hit on the half volley, but they're unselfish, spreading it to Declan Rice, who's yet again unmarked. It must be said, the marking and defence of Rapid Vienna has been awful this game, and Declan Rice in acres of space tapping it into an empty net. And, well, like you mentioned earlier on, there's very unsavoury scenes from Rapid Vienna fans who have been... They've been quite, let's say, testy over the course of the game already.
Have. I mean, I didn't sort of realise too much of that until we saw West Ham's first corner, and a lighter was thrown just to where Aaron Cresswell was standing, and I thought, well, that's already a sort of prognosis of what we're going to see for the rest of the match. And you can see Declan Rice just had an extra look back towards that corner of the field where the Rapid Vienna fans were after he scored, and then we got shots of that, and there were actually Rapid Vienna fans fighting with the stewards trying to get on the field. So, say all a little bit unsavoury, and let's hope that there's no repeat of that. But I suppose with the Rapid Vienna doing so little on the field, their fans need to try and get their entertainment elsewhere.
Yes, very much so. Let's hope that they are kept well under control during these 90 minutes, as the ball ends up with Greimel in the centre of the Rapid Vienna half. Not really being pressurised by a man in claret and blue. Eventually releases Kevin Wimmer towards the left-hand side. Back he goes towards Greimel again. Will now spread Emmanuel Iwu on that right side of the defence, finding Arras, who was tackled by Cresswell, and then Benrahma tries to break forward. Lovely play by Said Benrahma there. Has he been fouled by Emmanuel Iwu? No, says the referee. It'll just be a throw-in for West Ham United. Benrahma has stayed down, clutching his right ankle by the looks of things. I'll be intrigued to see where the initial contact came from. In fact, a free kick may have actually been given by the referees. We just see another replay of that Dawson effort. I mean, realistically, they could be 3-0 up already, West Ham.
They could be, absolutely. The header from Rice, which hit the post. The header from Dawson, which hit the post. And he really was straining to get out at that one as well, Craig Dawson. He is a defender that likes to get a goal or two. West Ham now trying again down the left-hand side. Benrahma rolling it back to Cresswell, potentially another chance for a cross. Yes,
Cresswell trying to do a lovely bit of drilling down the left-hand side and somehow kept hold of it, had no right to do so from a tight area. Aaron Cresswell got a cross in, couldn't quite find Nikola Vlasic. Clearance is made out of play for a throw-in for West Ham in line with the Rapid Vienna penalty area. Looks like it'll be Declan Rice who will come over to take this as another projectile is thrown onto the field. This time looks like an empty pint cup. This time thrown from the West Ham fans, oddly enough, as Yarmolenko picks the ball up on the edge of the area. He finds Antonio, who'll knock the ball down. Benrahma may hit this on the volley and does. And, well, that wouldn't have been a miss in a rugby game, but in football, that's not what you want to see.
Well, you'd probably need a TV replay in rugby just to see whether, because the ball was much higher than the top of the post there. He absolutely smashed that one there, Said Benrahma. And it was patient build-up from West Ham, as we're seeing another replay of the goal here now. Yarmolenko's ball to Antonio. The chest control to then find Declan Rice is superb. And although Declan Rice does slide in front of the West Ham fans, facing the West Ham fans, it is right next to the Rapid Vienna fans as well. So that probably would have inflamed them a little bit, but doesn't give any excuse to for them to behave in the way that they did. But the good news, I suppose, from West Ham's point of view is that we've not really seen any kind of response from Rapid Vienna as yet. The ball's still spending all of its time in the Rapid half. Yes,
as Yarmolenko is then bundled over by Max Ullman. Surely he's going to go into referee's no-mark, I'd imagine. No, I thought he's had a top-up of fouls so far, Max Ullman, but he's survived yet again from Tobias Stieler. So it'll be a free kick for West Ham, around 35, almost 40 yards out. You'd imagine Mark Noble's going to float this into the area, unless Aaron Cresswell comes over to take it, as Yarmolenko in support close by. Gives the opportunity for the likes of Rice, Diop and Dawson to get into the area. The target men, as Noble floats it in, headed away well by the striker Kara. Yarmolenko now finding Benrahma. Vlasic with a little bit of work to do to get away from Greimel, just welding onto his left boot, and his cross is blocked again by Leo Greimel. Out of play for yet another corner kick, and well, it's safe to say the Rapid Vienna are really under the cosh at the moment.
They are. Rapid Vienna are struggling to get out of their own half. They're struggling to clear the ball anywhere far away from their penalty area. West Ham need to jump on this and get a second goal before half-time to really get this game by the scruff of the neck.
Another short corner from West Ham. Cresswell finds Noble. Now towards Ben Rama, back towards Mark Noble, who might lift the ball towards the back post, intending for Diop. Has he been felled there by Greimel at the back post? To look for all the world that he was bundled over by the Rapid Vienna centre-back. Nothing given. I would imagine VAR is going to look at this as we now get a replay as well. I mean, he's got a hold of the shirt. He's never looking at the ball, Leo Greimel, but you'd also have to argue that Diop is never likely to get there.
Diop's never likely to get there, and is that contact enough to bring Diop down? I think that there was an argument to say that it could be a penalty, but then I think there's probably just not quite enough in that one.
Yes, it's definitely one of those where you see it all the time in football, but there's never a great deal of consistency. You see them given.
That's it. It's one of those where, well, that's why VAR is still not ironed out all the controversy, because there are so many areas of football that are still subjective. It's not a black and white decision. Some people say it's a foul, others say it's a dive, deliberate handball, accidental, etc. So there are always going to be those debates, and say all those fearing that we'd have an end of debates and punditry after the invention of VAR. Need not worry, because there's still just as much as there was before.
Yes, as Florian Wirtz has just made it 2-0 to Bayer Leverkusen against Celtic. So really putting the game beyond the hosts in that one, as Ben Johnson puts the ball down the line, intended for Antonio, again headed away.
Well, it's this game that's keeping the British hopes alive this evening, isn't it? We saw Leicester losing earlier, Rangers losing earlier, Celtic 2-0 down at home, so really it's down to West Ham to get a win for a British side this evening. Yes,
because I think it was always going to be likely that Tottenham were going to see off Muir in the Europa Conference League. It's what we really expect with a club the size of Tottenham in that tournament, with all greatest respect to the other sides in that competition. Tottenham are definitely one of the big favourites to come out on top there, but West Ham in the Europa League, they've got a difficult group. They did well to see off Dinamo Zagreb last time out, and at the moment, although only one goal up against Rapid Vienna, they are doing well to see the Austrians off at this moment in time. But we've only played 36 minutes of the game so far. Listening to unofficial off-tube studio commentary as Cresswell picks up possession on the left-hand side in towards Antonio. Rice makes his way into the Rapid Vienna half. Cresswell then pokes it over the top, intending for the run of Ben Rama. Too much spin on that pass, though, by the West Ham number 3. That will drift out of play for a throw-in for Rapid Vienna, in line with their own penalty area. We'll need a big push and a big swing of momentum for them to really cause West Ham some issues towards the back end of this first half, as Kara picks up possession for the Austrians once more. Goes back towards Iwu, who twists and turns, holds off Ben Rama, and then is tackled by Antonio, but then somehow gets away from Ben Rama and Antonio. Antonio going down, clutching his midriff. I think he may have been caught in a rather nasty area. He's just taking a while to gather his breath. He should be okay to continue, you'd imagine, as Ullmann now picks up possession for Vienna on this left-hand side. Wimmer now finding Petrovic in the middle of the park towards Gravic. A little bit of space for the Rapid Vienna captain to progress into. Just inside the West Ham half on the edge of the centre circle. Finding Wimmer towards the left. Now with Nas Müllner. Ullmann back again towards Kevin Wimmer. He's got time to pick out the pass and finds Gravic. There is space to utilise, and Nas Müllner's one of them, who now finds Ullmann. Cross in will find Furtanis. It goes all the way back now towards Arras, who gets a cross in. Dawson with an important clearance, and then falls to Petrovic around 25 yards out, who saw his name up in lights. His shot goes quite some way wide and over Areola's goal. But it's the best bit of football we've seen from Rapid Vienna in some time.
It is the best bit of football. It's the best chance they've had. And why is Kelvin Arras not shooting here? I just think the first touch initially looked like it was quite a heavy touch. He's drilling it across the 6-yard box. All he's got to do is just turn that ball a little bit more onto his instep, and he can actually fire it towards goal. But in the end, decides to sort of drill it into the 6-yard box, and West Ham were able to clear. And the follow-up effort in the end, as you mentioned there, from Petrovic going a long way wide. But that's evidence that Rapid can play, and it's also evidence that West Ham need more than a 1-0 lead.
Yes, definitely. I mean, I was a little bit surprised that Arras didn't hit it on the half volley with his left boot. It just really goes to show how one-footed he is on that right-hand wing, as Vlasic and Antonio get in each other's way. Noble then comes away with it and finds Johnson on this right-hand side. All twist and turn, gets away from Nas Müllner, puts it down the wing, intending for Yarmolenko. Can't find the Ukrainian, who was coming back from an offside position anyway. So it will be picked up and mopped up by Kevin Wimmer, who finds Ullmann on this left-hand side. Rapid Vienna having a decent spell of possession at the moment, with around, I would say, 7 minutes before any added-on time for stoppages, which I can only imagine maybe 1-2 at most for the goal, as Iwu will Turn away from Ben Rama. Finds Petrovic. Now with Arras, back it goes towards Iwu. His pass is poor, picked up by the West Ham captain, Mark Noble. Lifted over the top, intended for Yarmolenko, headed away by Kevin Wimmer. Then it'll be played back to him as well by Nasmulner. Iwu has a little bit of space on this right-hand side, eventually being pressurised by Nikola Vlasic. The dummy by Taxiarchis Fountas has been picked up by Craig Dawson, who's, I think, been caught there by Shankara. And it will be a free kick, which is taken quickly and short by Mark Noble. Here's Johnson. Plays a 1-2 with Yarmolenko. They're taking their time, West Ham here, in no rush, of course. They are only... Well, they are on the lead, despite it being a one-goal advantage. As Rice now being pressurised once again by Gravic. And the tempo has really begun to wane over the past few minutes or so.
It has. What's happened is that West Ham haven't got that drive to go forward, combined with the fact that Rapid Vienna have just started to look a little bit better on the ball, so that's closed West Ham up even more. And now they've just got bogged down in their own half. Just as I said that, actually, there was an attempt of a long ball there from Mark Noble down the left-hand side. It's put out for a throw. Chance now for Cresswell, but West Ham do need to pick up the pace a little bit.
Yes, I think Cresswell was frustrated with his teammates that he wasn't offered support quicker, as Vlasic does well to hold off. Iwu was then tackled by the Rapid Vienna right back. Now coming away with it is Funtas. He loses out to Ben Rahman. Then it'll be picked up by Cresswell. Lovely back heel by Cresswell there to set off Ben Rahman down that left-hand side, who's being held up by Petrovic. Back it goes towards Cresswell. Noble hammers the ball through towards Vlasic. Will Noble pick up possession again? He will. He'll set it off towards Ben Johnson. Now towards Yarmolenko. Again bundled over by Kevin Wimmer in what is, I think, is the third time that same foul has happened to Andrei Yarmolenko, and it's quite baffling to me that Tobias Steele is yet to go into his referee's notebook.
He should have thought about a yellow card there just for an accumulation, but it was a quick free kick. It found Antonio inside the penalty area, who again is being shoved there by Wimmer, but this time Antonio, he's not the easiest player to shove over, is he? Let's face it, and he's able to shepherd that ball out for a West Ham corner.
Yeah, it's another corner kick, and it's another corner in that area, which is right by the Rapid Vienna fans. It's going to be a very tense area of the field for Aaron Cresswell to take. It looks like whatever issues there were looks to have alleviated for the time being.
The amount of stewards have trebled over on that side. There are a few items still being hurled into that sort of running track just around the pitch there, but Cresswell now ready to take this corner.
Yes, Cresswell will be an in-swinger. Plenty of height to aim for in the middle. Plenty of players around the goalkeeper as well. Cresswell's another decent delivery, met in the air by Craig Dawson, who is well known for his headed goals already for West Ham. Got a fair few last season. And once again, another lovely delivery by Aaron Cresswell. But I think the late pressure by, I believe it was the striker, Sankara, that put off Dawson there.
It did. Sometimes, as you say, it's just that presence of an opposition player can be enough just to throw your run a little bit, just to throw your attempt to get to the ball. And it's very important just to be in that right place at the right time. There's now a chance here for Arras down the right-hand side for Rapid Vienna.
Yes, Arras looks for support, finds Nas Milner, who's got a little bit of space, who just about pokes it through towards Ullman via the pressure of Yarmolenko. Ullman will go for goal. Important headed clearance by Craig Dawson, who's got his body wonderfully well in front of that effort, but there were men over on that left-hand side, a bit of space that could have been utilised.
There were. I just wonder, is that the best option they had? A left-footed Ullman shooting with his right foot towards goal from the edge of the area. I think, as you mentioned, Will, that there were better options there for a Rapid Vienna, and it's still Dawson at the right place at the right time to charge it down. But the ball does get through here, and a chance here still for the visitors.
Yes, Nas Milner just on the edge of the area, looking for support, trying to float it in towards Fountas. Headed away again by Craig Dawson. Wimmer then loses out. Ben Rama may try and break forward. He's been held up by Gravic. That's going to be a yellow card, surely, as another player also runs into the referee. I'm not sure if he'll get a booking for that, but he blows his whistle, and I think that's going to be the clearest yellow card that you're going to get.
Yeah, I think the referee would have to hand his cards in at half-time if he didn't book Gravic for this one. He's deliberately trying to hold Ben Rama, stopping him from going towards the ball. And then a rather unnecessary. Kevin Wimmer is really testing the referee's patience tonight. He's done about 4 fouls, and then it wasn't essential that he ran into the referee there. He just sort of bundles into our official there and gets away with that as well.
Yes, and people wonder why he couldn't quite cut it out in the Premier League. I think we're seeing partly why Tottenham and Stoke didn't want to take a a bigger chance on him.
There's a lack of consistency, I think. He's a very good defender, but I think under the pressure cooker of the Premier League, there were just too many games where he lost the ball as Antonio's dispossessed, and now a chance here for the visitors.
Yes, there is, and Fountas is breaking forward on this left-hand side. He'll find Kara, who didn't have a great deal of support. Then it's hit well by Nas Milner. Plenty of power behind it. I think it was going quite some distance wide anyway. It's going to be picked up by Yarmolenko right by his own corner flag. His clearance will just about find Mark Noble, who has not been fouled, says the referee, by Gravic, who has to be careful now that he's already on a yellow card. But there's a promising end to the half here from Rapid Vienna, with around 30 seconds of the normal 45 remaining. Listening to unofficial off-tube studio commentary. West Ham United 1, Rapid Vienna 0. Kevin Wimmer is in possession for the Austrians, finding Gravic. Now we'll spread it towards Petrovic. Back it goes towards Greimel. Now with Wimmer again. Well pressed up the field by a mixture of Yarmolenko and Said Benrahma. So Rapid Vienna will have to start a new attack from the back, but I think we're about to find out if there is going to be any added on time. There's just going to be the singular minute for that goal from Declan Rice. Spread over now towards Ullman on the left wing. Into last chance saloon for this first half. Ullman through ball intended for the run of Nas Milner. Important interception by Mark Noble, who holds off the Austrian. Then Ben Johnson hammers it off of Max Ullman. That goes out for a throw-in. And with around 30 seconds remaining, in doubt there's going to be any more chances at the end of this half.
Probably won't be any more chances now, but certainly enough for Dimitar Kobauer to try and encourage his players with. He'll say that it's only 1-0. We've had a couple of half chances. We could have used our possession a little better. But David Moyes could be saying more, the same and more in terms of West Ham. They've had a lot of the ball and could have used it better. Hit the woodwork twice as well. Antonio trying to carry on his run down the right-hand side. The ball goes out for a throw, though, and that probably will be it as far as his first half is concerned. But good, not great from West Ham, I would say.
Yes, at the moment they're doing just about enough, which I'm sure David Moyes won't exactly be 100% happy with. But the half-time whistle has now been blown. We're going into the break. West Ham United 1, Rapid Vienna 0, and we'll see you in the second half.